Okay, good. So we just finished Navaratri, as you know, and the hymn we just sang in the beginning, the hymn we chanted before we started this class, it's very important, and it appears at the end of the Kali Puja section in your Padati. It's beautiful, moving, and lyrical. It's a hymn to Kali, and it blends this fierceness and ferocity that we see in Kali with the attitude of Kali's devotee, her disciple, her child, which is all tenderness, sweetness, fearlessness, surrender. So in that hymn, you have this beautiful, thrilling idea of what it is to be devoted to Kali. So Kali Bhaktas really resonate with this particular hymn. It has elements also from a hymn to Vishnu, Sada Vijaya Vardhanaha. There's like a reference to that hymn. In any case, it's a hymn to the Divine Mother, and it's offered at the end of the puja as part of a ritual called pranamaha, which means salutations. So having now invoked Mother into the heart, having worshipped her in the heart, having invoked her into the image, having worshipped her in the image, then the next thing to do is to pray to her, to do japa, to repeat her name, to repeat her mantra, which is itself a kind of prayer, and then to offer that japa. And having offered that japa, we finally close with this pranamaha, this salutation mantra. So this is the final moment in the Kali Puja. It's particularly moving because by this point, her presence is so palpably felt that all you can do is just sing out in a moment of surrender and ecstasy this hymn. So I want to talk a little bit about it, particularly because we just finished Navaratri. And so if you finish doing your japa, some of you pledge this much, that much, doesn't really matter. But at the end of Navaratri, having done a certain number of repetitions, probably more than you're used to doing, it's time to offer all of that. Now, formally, we do this into a fire. So formally, there'll be a homa fire, and then depending on how many mantras were recited, like we'll offer a certain number of ghee offerings, or sometimes bell leaves, vilva leaves soaked in ghee into the fire. And with the mantra swaha, 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 like that's a formal way to finish the japa samarpanam, the offering of japa. But there's another way, another formal way that doesn't require, you know, setting up a homa or something like that. It's just a simple mantra and a simple attitudinal shift at the end of your japa practice, which I wanted to talk a little bit about today, just to celebrate the Navaratri that we had these past few days. Next up is Hanuman Jayanti. It's very exciting. Once a festival ends, there's still a reason to celebrate because another one is coming up. So it never gets boring. Vyaratha is like, and it never stops being so busy. You're like, oh, you thought you were done like 100 malas a day over 10 days. You're like, phew, now I can chill out. Wait a minute, there are 11 Hanuman Chalisas to chant. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. So it can become very high demand very quickly if you think you have to do anything. You don't have to do anything at all. But there are opportunities to be absorbed in particular aspects of the deity as these festivals come up. And by appreciating and accessing different facets of the deity at different times, you get a fuller picture of divinity. So you're not just worshipping one form or like one flavor, you're experiencing Ma and the same Ma in all these different ways. So we're going to have Hanuman Jayanti this coming Saturday. It's the full moon. And you know, we just had Ram Navami, right? So Ram Navami is like Rama's birthday. It's the ninth day of Navaratri, Chaitra Navaratri. So as Matra Prana said the other night, she said, where Ram is, Hanuman is close behind. So you can't have Ram Navami without a Hanuman festival coming up. So the next full moon after Ram Navami, which is coming up this Saturday, the 12th of April, is Hanuman Jayanti, the birthday of Hanuman or the emergence day of Hanuman. So this is a very special day for a lot of people in many different communities, and it's a kind of crossover holiday, because the Shaivas and the Tantrics love Hanuman, and of course the Vaishnavas and the Bhaktas also love Hanuman. So he's different things to different people. He is considered a Rudra, one of the 11 forms of Shiva. So there's a Shaiva Hanuman, of course, that we'll talk about maybe on Monday or something. Maybe not. I don't know. So we had a lecture that we were supposed to give this week. We didn't give, so I think I'll try to give it next week. But you'll recall last year we had that lecture called the five. No, was it the five-faced Hanuman or the Tantric Hanuman or something like that? Where we were talking about Hanuman being the son of the wind, representing prana, representing power, and how he's a manifestation of the Ashta Siddhis, all of that. It's a very important tantric figure as one of the Ekadasha Rudras, 11 Rudras. Anyway, Hanuman, the main thing to take from Hanuman though, what is primarily displayed in the Hanuman Bhava is surrender. And a surrender in power and in strength. So it's not a servitude that comes from self-effacing weakness or disempowerment or fear. It's a servitude that comes from total complete mastery over the body and mind. Because you cannot make a gift of the body and mind to the Divine Mother unless that body and mind are made perfect. See, you wouldn't give a wilted flower to the Divine Mother. Why then do you give a weak body and a frightened mind? groveling before the Divine Mother, you think yourself to be a worthy offering. No, one must be perfect and powerful and strong before they can even come into the hall of devotion. Hanuman is like that. He's fully mastered the body, fully mastered the mind. He's a person of great strength, and in fullness, in strength, in empowerment, he comes to God. That's why his surrender is so much more complete. So when we think of Hanuman, we think of Swami Vivekananda, and both of them did every single thing that they did in life as an act of service to God. But interestingly, in a sense, it makes them more powerful than God. Sri Ramakrishna used to joke. He said, see, even Rama, he needed a bridge. God himself, incarnate, needed a bridge to get to Lanka. But God's devotee, Hanuman, needed no such thing. On the authority and strength of Rama's name alone, on the power of devotion and surrender alone, Hanuman was able to jump over the ocean and get to Lanka. No bridge. So the idea that God's devotee is more powerful than God is something worth exploring anyway. But that love, that devotion, exemplified by Hanuman, I think is exemplified by the mantra I want to discuss in a few moments. So it's an offering mantra for japa, but it can be used, I think, for anything, for any kind of offering. And when it's used at the end of any kind of action, it Hanumanifies the action, I think. It makes the action an act of service to God. So the idea I wanted to offer today before we start our class is this. Hatha yoga is like japa. In fact, it is japa. Because what is japa if not a repetition of a prayer? Every time we say a mantra, we say it again and again and again and again until it becomes an unbroken stream of prayer within us. That repetition is important because without repetition, it won't go deep. Just saying a prayer every now and then, it's nice, but it doesn't go deep. It's superficial. But that which we repeat and rehearse and rinse out over and over and over again, rinsing and repeating, that's the thing that goes deep. That's why we very rarely dream of God. We dream of TV. You know why? Because we're exposed to something more frequently. That's what's going to enter the subconscious, and it shows. In the dream, we know. But when we do japa, when we do puja, when every day we're repeating this vasana samskara of God, that's going to show up in the dream. So repetition is important. That's why even when we pray in the Catholic tradition, it's all about prayer. They do repeated prayers. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, etc. Give us this day our daily bread, that prayer, I forgot it. Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. That prayer, they just say it over and over and over and over and over again. It's the prayer that the Christ offered at the Sermon on the Mount. He taught everyone to pray by giving that prayer. So they were like, pray for us. And the Christ was like, let's pray together. And they all joined in prayer and they said, Father, hallowed be thy name. My Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Like that. He prayed with everybody and they were all elevated by the power of that prayer. Now in the Catholic tradition, they repeat that. And then, of course, Hail Mary, full of grace, that prayer is not just to be said once. It's to be repeated on a rosary. So they do the novena, they repeat, 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 repeat. So a prayer is to be repeated. Now, Sri Ramakrishna offered us something very similar. He just one day prayed in front of everybody, and he would pray this way quite often, as if to teach us how to pray. He would say, and the Bengali, of course, is sweeter, but I don't know the Bengali, so I'll give it to you in English. And Annapurna Devi translated it to Spanish, and it's, I think, even more beautiful in Spanish. Or at least Annapurna's pathos, of course, is the most beautiful thing about it. But it goes like this. O mother, I take refuge at thy hallowed feet. And in the Bangla, as I've heard it, it's like, I take shelter of thee, Ma, I take shelter of thee, Ma. Even that is repeated. Ma, I throw myself at thy feet, I throw myself at thy feet. There's a kind of intensity to it. Ma, I take refuge at thy hallowed feet. I take shelter of thee. I do not want bodily comforts. I do not crave name and fame, and I do not seek the eight occult powers. So all these things that we would probably often pray for, he just rejects them in the beginning. He's like, Ma, I know you'll give them. I know if I prayed for physical health, I'll get it. Physical comfort, I'll get it. I know if I prayed for name and fame, you would absolutely give it to me. You're the mother of all. And I know you would give me power, unspeakable power. But I don't care for any of these things. So the first part of the prayer is renunciation already. But who can renounce? Only a person who is abundant, a person who's already full. Only such a person can renounce. Then, having said, I don't want this, I don't want that, then he says, what do I want? I want love. Give me pure love. That love, unsmitten by desire, untainted by selfishness. In other words, unconditional love, which knows no fear, which knows no desire. Give me pure love, the love craved by the devotee for the sake of love alone. And then he always adds this next piece. And do me this favor, mother. May I never be deluded by thy world bewitching Maya. May I never be attached to the transient temporal things of this world. The understanding here is that nothing is unholy, everything is of Ma, and desire is also of Ma. So if you desire something, you have to go and get it. There's nothing you can do about it. Because if you say, oh, it's wrong to desire this, I shouldn't go out and get it, you're doing a great violence to yourself. You have to desire things. So here you're praying to desire more harmoniously. It's a very beautiful and interesting kind of prayer. It's like, Ma, you who abide in me as libido, as desire, as joie de vivre, direct yourself towards those things that are most fulfilling in this world. Having recognized all as holy, having recognized your will in and through all things, I'm now asking you, Ma, do not delude me with thy world bewitching Maya. My play is done. Release me, Ma. Bring me to you. Do not let me be attached to temporal transient things. Aside from thee, I have no one else. I want nothing else, and I know nothing else. I don't know how to worship. I am without strength of my own. I possess neither real knowledge, real devotion, nor real devotion. Out of thy infinite mercy and infinite grace, please grant me whatsoever is necessary to reach thee and realize you in this very life, that I may feel your living presence in each and every moment. Keep me at thy lotus feet. He would pray like that. Now, you can pray that once, but it won't really do very much for us. It could if we're in the right attitude, but it's often the case that we have to pray it over and over and over and really try to evoke the feeling there. It's like, Ma, like I've tried so many things in my life. I've tried this, I've tried that. I've tasted this joy, I've tasted that joy. And what good has it really done for me? My life is beset with fear and anxiety and worries, and I'm doing my best, but I don't seem to be getting anywhere. I can't do it on my own. And you are the only strength in the world. Please, Ma, help me, help me, help me. And help me in the way that I really want to be helped, to realize you, like that. And that must be repeated over and over and over, and then it makes an impression, you see. So Ramakrishna, like Christ, also taught us a prayer. But in the Hindu tradition, and arguably in any tradition, Muslim tradition also, you'll see in the Islam tradition, it's called zikr. You're supposed to repeat a particular phrase. This is, of course, called a mantra in Hinduism, but in Islam and in Christianity, it also exists. So you repeat that, right? Now, even that, of course, that's a prayer, but even that can be offered at the end. So let's look at this mantra real quick. Also, Natalie, hi ma. Jai ma, jai ma, jai ma. So good to see you. And Melissa ma, jai ma, jai ma. So here's the prayer. I'll just put it on the screen for you, and then we'll learn it together now. When you get to the end of a repetition of mantras, there's this very beautiful prayer. It appears in the puja book. Oh, Haley, jai ma, so good to meet you. I don't know if I've seen you before, but this might be your first time, I think. Or maybe not.
I've been around a little bit, but I haven't turned my camera on and said hi yet. It's good to be here. Good to meet you.
Hello, Haley. Haley, meet everyone. Everyone, Haley. Thank you for saying hi. Welcome. So, say you finished Navaratri and you say you I don't know, pledged 10 malas a day over the course of 10 days. You've charted 100 malas, whatever. These numbers are helpful to an extent. Now you want to give all of that to the Divine Mother. So here's a mantra that appears in the tantras. It's there in the Kularnava Tantra and many different tantras. This mantra appears. And in the Agamas, in the tantras, Lord Shiva tells us that to offer mantras, we say this mantra at the end. So it goes like this. Om guhyātiguhyagoptrī tvaṁ gṛhāṇāsmatkṛtaṁ japam siddhirbhavatu me Devi tvatprasādān maheśvari. It starts with Om, of course. Guhyātiguhyagoptrī tvaṁ. Tvaṁ in Sanskrit means you, right? And goptrī means are the protectress, you who protect. What do you protect? The atiguhya, the supreme secret of all secrets. Guhyātiguhya means the secret of all secrets. And what is that? The mantra, you see. There is great power in secrecy. Not because you're trying to keep others out or anything, but because the secret is the sacred by virtue of it being intimate. So the intimacy of the mantra, the sacredness of the mantra is often in this tradition described in terms of secrecy. So Om guhyātiguhyagoptrī tvaṁ. Oh mother, goptrī is here in the feminine form of that noun. So it's Devi, goddess. Oh goddess, you are the protectress of the secret of all secrets. Meaning the mantra. If it was a male deity, this would be gopta. Om guhyātiguhyagopta tvaṁ. Then the next phrase, gṛhāṇā. Gṛhāṇā is the imperative form of the root gra, which means please accept or please take, I think. Grahaka, grahana, to take, Asmat means us, kritam, done by. So japa means the recitation of a particular mantra. So, O mother, you who are the protectress of the secret of all secrets, please accept, or imperative, accept or take this repetition of the mantra done by us. Isn't that beautiful? And so asmat has this idea of like us. So grihana asmat. So gṛhāṇāsmatkṛtaṁ japam. Siddhirbhavatu me Devi. Make me perfect, O Mother, or help me accomplish my spiritual goal. Tvatprasādān maheśvari, which can only be done through one thing, through grace. Not by my own efforts, but through grace. So that last clause there, Devi tvatprasādān maheśvari. O ruler of the universe, Maheshwari, through your grace it is possible. Please perfect me. Please help me accomplish the goal of this mantra. So even if people are doing mantras like kill their enemies or hex their ex or like make money, those are perfectly valid things too. Like doing rituals for those things are also accepted by the tantric tradition. But even then you would say a mantra like this. And so here the siddhirbhavatu me Devi means please kill that guy. That's what it means. Like perfect the mantra in that you should give me the result of the mantra. Right? But of course, in a spiritual context, insofar as we're trying to attain the perfection of the mantra, that is spiritual perfection, the attainment of the vision of God, etc., it makes more sense that that's the flavor. But again, this mantra is said at the end of any repetition. So I'd like to offer, because today is a Hatha Yoga class, after we finish practicing Hatha Yoga, notice the postures that we're going to do together are repeated. We repeat the Surya Namaskars, A and B and C. We repeat the poses. We come in and we come out of the poses like that. So we're doing a repetition on the level of the deha, on the level of the body. Mantra is a repetition on the level of the mind and on the level of the prana. So every pose, as BKS Iyengar Guruji would say, is a prayer. So as we do Hatha Yoga, we are praying on the level of the body. And inwardly, on the level of prana, we can also be chanting the mantra. So why not at the end of a Hatha Yoga practice, we do this? We say this mantra and we offer up the practice. May this Hatha Yoga be perfected. May this mantra repetition be perfected, etc. And then when we do our job, is that not itself a kind of divine repetition of prayer? Say we work at Starbucks, we go in every single day, we make coffee and we give it to people. We're again repeating a prayer. God has come in the form of the customer. I've prepared a coffee, I've done a puja, I've given it to them. I've worked really hard to spell their name correctly. I'll probably get it wrong anyway, but I did my best. It's okay. Vidhihinam kriyahinam. They call me Stacy. They call me Herb, but that's not my name. The Yelp review of a Starbucks customer is that song. Anyway, so after you've done your puja and you've given the coffee, is that not a kind of prayer, a kind of sacred repetition? Is this mantra not then also appropriate in that situation? And it is. And so there we could say, guhyātiguhyagoptrī tvaṁ. Ma, you who are the most intimate of intimacies, you who are the protectress of the universe, please accept this repetition of my prayer and give me perfection by thy grace alone. Like that. So I just wanted to offer this prayer today for Hatha Yoga, for your job or whatever it is that you do every day as puja, and for your mantra repetition, just given that we've finished our Navaratri. So here's the mantra. I'll put it in the chat. I'll put it in the Discord also, but I'll also just put it in the chat. And by the way, this link, this link itself is available. So anybody who wants this document, it's the whole puja, of course. It's also available. It's just open to the public. For the first time, I think, in history. Maybe, I don't know. This whole puja has been kept quite secret for quite some time. Anyway, so then this next thing, I just wanted to offer a prayer now. So having offered the mantra, now in a spirit of exuberance and exaltation, we can offer a prayer. So this is beautiful prayer here. It goes like this. Om Maha-māye Jaganmata Kālī ghora dakshine. O Mother, you who are the great confoundress, you who are the great illusion, you who are the mother of the whole world, you are Kālī, the all-destroyer, time. You are the southward-facing destroyer of death. You are terrible, ghora. So the first part of the mantra is kind of awe-inspiring. She is the mother of the universe, but she's also awe-inspiringly terrifying. She is time, the great devourer, and the illusion, the great confoundress. Grihāṇa, again, the imperative form of the the noun gra, to take, the verb to take, gra. Grahāṇa, vandanam Devi. O goddess, please take my prayer. Namaste Parameshwari, I salute you, ruler of the universe. Om Grihana Vandanam Mata, please take my prayer, you who are the mother. Sada Vijaya Vardhani, who is ever or always, Sada means always, increasing victory, or who is increasingly ever victorious, or who is always victorious. I prefer that translation. Who always wins. Pada Padmam Sada Vande. Sada means always, Vande means pray. Pada Padmam means lotus feet. So I'm always praising your lotus feet. And this last part is like my favorite thing ever. This last little phrase. Sthanam Dehi Padambuje. Here's the prayer. Dehi me, oh mother, give me something. What's my prayer? Sthanam Dehi Padambuje. Keep me forevermore at thy lotus feet. So after this prayer, you're praying for constant connection to Ma. Sthanam Dehi Padambuje. Keep me forever at your lotus feet. And there's an extra little line here. Om Shrimat Sura Sura Radhya Charanam Buruhadvayam Chara Chara Jagadhatrim Kālikam Padamamyam, which of course completes the idea. And then there's a forgiveness mantra. We don't need to look at that now. In the interest of time, we'll just get to our practice. But I just wanted to offer these mantras. The japa recitation completion mantra and the prayer that typically follows that. So I'll just copy these. I'll put them in the chat. Or I'll just keep them on the screen if you don't mind. And then hold on, let me just put on the original sound. Okay, and let's chant them together. Feeling like we've offered all repetitions of the mantra to the Divine Mother. And just for fun, maybe you can chant your japa mantra 12 times, whatever the Guru gave you or whatever you yourself like to chant. Now visualizing Mother in your heart, having chanted her mantra, feel that you are offering all your repetitions at her lotus feet. You can symbolize this by imagining in your mind that you're offering her a red hibiscus flower, or you can even actually hold water in your fist and then allow that water to pour out of your fist onto the ground. People do it that way sometimes too. In any case, let's chant this offering mantra. Om guhyātiguhyagoptrī tvaṁ gṛhāṇāsmatkṛtaṁ japam siddhirbhavatu me Devi tvatprasādān maheśvari. And now the prayer. Om mahā-māyī jagannātā Kālī ke ghora dakshine gṛhāṇāvandanam Devi namaste parameshvari. Om gṛhāṇāvandanam mātā sada vijayavardhini pada padmam sada vande sthanam dehi padambuje sthanam dehi padambuje. Om shanti shanti shanti. Jai Ma.